You initially wake up as an average working class person living in Russia, who just now got interviewed and accepted into a mysterious government job. The elevator leading up to your workplace is nearby, but you still have to insert your signed contract into the entrance. So you pick it up, walk up to it, and insert it. Thank you. Hurry up. Get in front of the door. We're all set. Yellow watch starting now. It seems that your shift has started, so you walk into the scanner in front of the elevator. Mandatory checkup. No personal belongings must transit through the elevator. You might experience dizziness in the process. The scan concludes and the large heavy door in front opens, allowing you to step into the elevator. Mo has been here for more than 16 hours. Good luck for the takeover. First watch, here we go. The elevator begins moving, steadily moving up towards your new workplace. This seems to be a pretty long elevator ride. Where exactly is this ride taking you? The oxygen level also seems to be steadily decreasing. I suppose the only thing you can do is just sit idle in the elevator and prepare yourself for your first shift. Based on a true story. Threshold. The elevator finally reaches its long journey to the top, and you walk out of the elevator. An interesting environment is in front. There seems to be what looks like a crudely built wooden environment atop some sort of nature scene. The elevator directly leads to a kind of wooden catwalk, with nets acting as a guard to keep you from falling down. More importantly, in front of you seems to be a moving metallic train that almost seems unending, and next to the elevator is some kind of device. What is this? It almost looks like some kind of speaker or a microphone. Well, anyway, the person who most likely is the aforementioned Mo is doing something in front, so you go up to him. My new yellow partner, Le, finally. Been on my watch for 16 hours, waiting knees replacement. Welcome to the most boring and stressful maintenance job in the country. I'm Mo, Purple Clerk, in charge of the Purple Watch. No speaking here. Air is scarce. We prefer to write. Odd. They didn't give you a notebook to write back. Probably a mistake. My watch is over thanks to you. I will introduce you to the basics real quick. Follow me. I need to show you something. It seems that Mo, the so-called Purple Clerk, has been on this single shift for 16 hours, unable to go on a break since the previous co-worker Ni disappeared for some reason. Well, I suppose you'll follow him since your new job just started. You start walking towards where Mo ran and arrive at some sort of huge horn pointing towards the train. The horn, most important thing here. Whistling in it commands the train to move faster. Easy, you think? There is a problem. Train slows down. It slows down often. We have to keep it at an expected pace our capital dictates. Heard that? Means the train is slowing down. Watch. See? Now train speed is unaligned with our expected pace. Maybe you noticed? The river level lowered too. Very bad. Our country needs water. Simple. Blinking lights is the expected pace. Train needs to be at that pace. Here, a spare whistle belonged to your predecessor. Whistle is a multi-use tool. Can be used for other things. Take a deep breath and whistle in the horn. Going by what Mo said, it seems that a large part of this maintenance job is commanding the seemingly infinite train in front to go faster when it slows down. It also seems likely that water is the thing being processed in some way in this facility, but there isn't enough information to know that for sure right now. Well, anyway, you take the unusually cold whistle out of the greasy hands of Mo and blow into it next to the horn. The horn yells and the train speeds up back to the expected pace. Perfect, back on track. Always keep it on expected pace. If the train goes faster than the pace, it's bad too. We have to align. But now, you're about to die if you don't take this. It's an air can. Oxygen. Bite it. The warning signs from before about the oxygen levels definitely weren't wrong. Keeping your oxygen levels at a normal state is important, unless you have a death wish. This specific canister certainly has an interesting design though. It's a canister made of iron, leather on the handles. A markup for teeth is engraved on the glass. You move it closer to your mouth, grip your teeth strongly around the markup, and bite down as hard as you can. We get used to it. Now come with me. After biting down on the oxygen canister, it immediately shattered into pieces, with a few shards scratching your gums, making them bleed. Well, anyway, you continue forward and follow Mo. As you walk to where Mo went, you notice two interesting buildings. One that seems to be closed off in a way so you can't see inside, and the other one seems to have some kind of large cable coming out from the window. A few odd broken wooden structures can also be seen on the way. Weird, maybe you should ask Mo about that later. You finally make it to where Mo ran off to. Some kind of wooden platform next to a ticket machine. Tickets have to be used in building 2. I'm exhausted. I need a shower. Take care of the train. The green light at the elevator means I'm ready to be called up. Oh, alright. I guess it seems simple enough. What a weird job though. The only thing you're supposed to do is whistle and pick up tickets? Well, Mo seems nice. I guess I can trust him. As you leave to go to the second building to check what's in there, you notice a few missing planks from the side of the building. Someone tried to break in the house through here. That is certainly odd. Well, you continue forward. What is this weird wooden platform? Remnants of a collapsed scaffolding. Mo certainly knows more about it. Let's ask him more later. Right now, let's enter the second building and see what's inside. Mount Elbrus facilities. All the way up Mount Elbrus? Why? It seems that this facility is, for whatever reason, on the peak of Mount Elbrus. Maybe you should try asking some questions about that later. Well, anyway, the inside of the building is not exactly in the best condition. Right in front of you seems to be some kind of recycling machine, with what looks like blood under it. On the other side is another machine where the huge cable connects to. There's a slot here. I can put something into it. Maybe that ticket could fit inside. Let's test that. The ticket goes in and the machine activates. And after a short sequence, it shoots out an oxygen canister. I suppose this is what the tickets are supposed to be used for. Weird that they don't just give you a consistent supply of oxygen, given the nature of this job, but oh well. Before leaving the building, you notice a peculiar area beyond some of the wooden boxes. There is another one. The text seems to be written in blood? Who wrote this and why? You pick up the oxygen can right under the text and go back outside. The train needs to be sped up again, so you whistle into the horn. And yet again, use another oxygen canister, shredding your gums even more in the process. Maybe it's time to call Mo now. Sure, but before that, what is this wooden structure? No comment on that, I suppose. You start walking back to the entrance of the elevator, but on the way, you spot a very peculiar looking bucket. The bucket is almost empty. Some white goo and gravel are blended at the bottom. Smells like shit. Let's bucket. Let's bucket indeed. You walk back to the entrance of the elevator and whistle in front of the microphone-looking device. The elevator activates and starts pulling the physical existence of Mo up with it. It probably was the best shower of my life. I see. You have taken the bucket already. Let's put it to use. Follow me. You follow Mo once again, this time leading you to the end of the flowing water. Take the white matter off that filter. It has accumulated. All right. I suppose you collect the suspicious white matter. Good. Now recycle the bucket in building 2. I need to attend my dentist fast checkup. See you in a bit. Call me in a few minutes. Mo starts running back to the elevator, and you slog your body to the second building. In front of the recycler, you dump the bucket inside, and a ticket gets printed out. Interesting. It seems that the purpose of this recycler is to, unsurprisingly, recycle useless matter into it and get more tickets to be able to get more air canisters. Well, let's try getting another oxygen canister then. It's not working. Why is it not working? That is certainly concerning. The machine that's existence allows you to breathe up here isn't working right now. Going by the sound you're hearing, the train seems to have slowed down, but more importantly, the entrance to the first building is now open, with some kind of mysterious particles coming out from all of its entrances, making a loud sound each time, as if it was calling to you. You go inside. I can breathe here. The entrance behind you closes, making it so that you have to go forward. At the end of the path seems to be some kind of mysterious looking dimension. Welcome to the Capitol Chamber, Yellow Clerk. place to breathe some unlimited fresh air. It will open as soon as we have something to communicate with you. You can also whistle to the pipe to ask questions. If you fail to align with the pace, the air pump ceases to work. It means that if the train goes too fast, wait for it to slow down. If it goes too slow, whistle in the horn. Make sure to keep the train in the expected pace. Otherwise, no air cans for you. Now that your lungs are full, please align with the expected pace. That was certainly interesting. The ones that spoke to you seem to be a collection of multiple entities of some kind that have control over this building and this place itself. The reason they contacted you is because they wanted to explain the reason for the air pumps not working, which was because the train wasn't aligned with the expected pace. It is interesting that a workplace would specifically punish their workers by potentially ruining their health or at worst killing them, all simply just for having the train not be aligned at that specific moment. Well, anyway, you go out of the building as you don't have any specific questions for them at the moment, and go align the train with the expected pace. And afterward, go back to the air pump, which is now functional again. You collect another ticket, and then go back to the elevator. Mo might be ready to be called up now. The elevator hurries up yet again, and Mo walks out. Dentist says my gums are doing great. Anyway, point me to the things that you want to know more about. You follow behind Mo, slightly forward. Knee has done a lot of damage at the post. I'm not done cleaning up the mess. Help me. Look around. Gather planks you can find. Put them here. We repair everything later. Still got time before going back to the mountain facilities. I suppose you should be on the lookout for some planks then. You first ask Mo about the odd wooden object. There used to be another majestic pine here. Ni decimated it for crazy schemes. Ni? Who is Ni? Before you can ask Mo any further questions, he goes back down the elevator to rest for a bit. I suppose you should ask the mysterious entities some questions instead then. You walk inside and reach the end. Yellow clerk, welcome back. We understand that you have some questions. However, you can only ask us 2 per visit. Your priority remains the job. Interesting, but I suppose you have to stay focused on the job. Firstly, you ask what really happened to Ni. Ni was the former yellow clerk. You are Ni's replacement. After only a few days of work, Ni accidentally died, and Mo had to dig a grave. Such a shame. Mo really liked Ni. The family got fairly compensated for this tragic event. That definitely explains some things. The reason why Mo had been talking about Ni in such a saddening way is because he's dead. More specifically, he died during work. Most likely with Mo being near to witness it to some extent. The mysterious beings don't seem to care much about Ni himself, but rather Mo's well-being related to the incident. You ask the second question you're allowed for this specific visit. Why Mount Elbrus? Have you seen what's behind that wall? That massive tower? That is the recycling plant, where the trade happens. Being at the top of Mount Elbrus also grants us secrecy. No tourists around. This canyon is uncharted, hidden from the world. However, we are aware the environment is a bit lifeless. That is why we added some environment dressing, like the trees you can see in the compound. Russia has the best pine trees. We had to capture this. A peculiar explanation. Apparently, the reason for this facility being all the way on top of Mount Elbrus is secrecy. More specifically, secrecy for some kind of trade happening at the recycling plant nearby to your location. It still feels like something is missing from this explanation though, but maybe you'll find more answers to that later. After that, you have now used up your 2 questions for this visit, so you leave the building and continue your duties. You go and whistle into the horn again. Like the few blanks, collapsing an interesting looking entrance, and go back to the train. Huh, that's odd. The expected pace seems to be consistently increasing. They are asking a lot right now. Wait a second, did the train just stop? It seems the entities want to have a discussion again, which most likely means it did. Been half a century and all of a sudden the convoy stops. This can't be a coincidence. It can't be more. Could it be the new yellow clerk? But Lei just got here. Or maybe a mechanical issue. Anyways, Lei is here. Unfortunately, right now is not the time. The train has to start again. Go back to work. You'll be asked to compensate the stop by accelerating our train's pace. Take care of your breath, Lei. It seems like they don't exactly want to talk to you right now, as the train has to be sped up first. Hopefully they don't develop a negative bias towards you over speculation. Well, anyway, you go outside and speed up the train again. Go collect another ticket and notice a grave near the ticket machine. A fresh grave. I should ask Mo about it. A fresh grave, huh? If this is the grave of Ni, that it most likely is, then that would mean that he died not that long ago. You go call Mo up to maybe ask some questions. Mo again comes up from the elevator and you begin walking with him. You first ask about the collapsed scaffolding. Ni had this crazy idea. Make a scaffolding to the other side of the wall. Ni was destroying the border post to build it. Walls, catwalks, trees, destroyed for that crazy idea. That certainly explains the weird wooden planks laying around, and the general state of the post itself. Ni was destroying parts of it to use as wood for a scaffolding to get to the other side of the wall. Interesting. Let's ask about the grave next. I'm not ready to talk about it. It happened just a few hours ago. Nothing to pay respects here with. Flowers don't grow. Not even enough oxygen to burn a candle or incense. This now confirms that Ni did indeed die just some time ago. Only a few hours ago, to be exact. It's unsure how they even found you for this job so quickly, when their past employee died just a few hours ago. Something is definitely happening here, that you don't know about yet. You go speed up the train again. But then realize that you're completely out of air canisters. The train is not aligned with the pace, so even if you had tickets, you wouldn't be able to get more. Your vision blurs, you start hearing static, and your body starts going numb. And then, darkness. I knew it. I knew you would run out of air on your first day. Careful. Next time I won't be there. You need air cans and tickets. Mo luckily seemed to be around just as you dropped to the ground, and saved you by forcefully making you inhale the oxygen from one of the cans. Well, at least you're not dead. You continue your job, whistle, pick up blanks, get air cans, and then collect the suspicious matter from the filter. The white residue comes from the water. Is the water drinkable? Next to the water also seems to be a fish? Maybe you should go ask the entities again. You blow into the microphone. And yet again, walk inside the mysterious building. Air cans? Why not oxygen tanks? It's a matter of air pressure. Oxygen tanks can be dangerous. Yes, the system is a little rough, even bloody at first. But it ensures a great oxygen retention inside the cans. And remember, we provide a free dentist care down the mountain. It seems that the reason for this job supplying you with the odd air cans instead of oxygen tanks is some kind of safety concern related to the pressure. Seems odd, considering they don't seem to care much about your well-being in other ways. Is the water drinkable? Yes, you could drink it. However, the residue present in the water makes it taste very sour, and we don't know the long-term effects of drinking it. The water goes through a long process of cleaning and filtering. The first filtering happens here at the border post, down the stream. It is your responsibility to ensure the cleaning of that filter. It seems that at least a part of the purpose of this facility existing is to filter water to be used as drinking water for the citizens of the country. Where that water is coming from, and what that previously mentioned trade is that happens at the recycling facility is still unknown though. Your question quota has been met for this visit once again, so you leave the building and continue your work. Border post falling in pieces. What's going on? Uh-oh, that doesn't seem good. Small pieces of the building material of the walls and other pieces of the facility seem to be falling out. Maybe you should be careful. You pick up the rest of the blanks needed to place on the stand. Clerk of the month. Mo will be pleased. Speaking of Mo, maybe you should call him up again. The elevator starts rising again, and you meet with Mo yet again. Le, that is not a stack of wood. Please fix the windows of building 2. You speed up the train again, fix the window, and yet again go ask a few questions to the entities. What's the job, really? You've been briefed before starting. Your job is only maintenance. Making sure the train runs at the expected pace. But knee damaged the porter post. This is the priority. Set everything in order again. So it's actually not only maintenance, but cleanup too. It's not the funniest job in the world, but we pay you well for it. An interesting deflection to the question. It seems they're hiding something. Can I trust more? Mo has been our purple clerk for years now. We think Mo likes the simplicity of the job and our great healthcare. Mo kept the train running steadily over the last years. You don't get as productive overnight. It takes time and dedication. We hope you will be up to the task as well. Apparently, Mo has been doing this job for several years by now. Maybe he knows something that the entities are hiding from you for now. Well, either way, you leave the building again and continue your work. This time, speeding the train up to the maximum pace it can go at. The train is going so fast now that the ground almost feels like it's vibrating near it, and the water is flowing so fast that your feet can barely resist it. You go to the end of the water current again to go collect the matter, but instead, you seem to find a fish. I suppose you could recycle it. After continuing your basic routine for a little bit, the earth suddenly shakes, and a part of the net breaks near the elevator. Mo might know how to get up there. Well, I suppose you call Mo up again. No answer. Maybe I should take care of this alarm first. Train is not at the expected pace. It seems that even the elevator won't work if the train isn't going at the expected pace. I suppose you have to align the train with the expected pace yet again. Just what exactly is in those trains that it's so important to keep it running this fast? You'll have to think about that more later, but for now, you call up Mo again. And then ask him about the weird pathway. The path to the observatory. We monitored train's content from there. Clerks were only allowed to go there after a year. Nee wanted to cut corners, get there after only a few days, build a way. Curiosity killed the cat. Nee fell and died. I destroyed the path to it and removed Nee's bridge. If I see you trying to get there, I will report you. That was certainly unexpected. It seems that the place where Nee died was around here, the path to the observatory, where he mysteriously fell off after going up to check the contents of the train. An interesting part of what was said, though, was that clerks are only allowed to go there after a year. It's unknown why they'd want to hide what's inside the train from the new employees for as long as an entire year, but it's certainly suspicious. You do a few tasks related to your job again, and then go back to the entities to ask more questions. The fish presence. A fish? Strange. We never heard of such a thing. The water stream might be linked to a larger water body. This can explain why you came across this. Please, Do you collect the fish with your bucket and recycle it? The response seemed almost surprised, unprepared even. It's unlikely this response is entirely accurate, but I suppose you'll just have to keep it in mind for now. You leave the building once again and repeat your work. And in between, you choose to attempt to rebuild a bridge to the observatory. Maybe it will give some answers to your worries. You grab more planks, place them on top, and finally finish it. You knock the bridge forward and it stays in place, waiting for you to go up. You ready yourself and walk up. Corpses? That is unexpected, but your eyes aren't exactly lying. The contents of the train, the thing they're transporting over and over again, is corpses and blood. Behind you is also another bit of text that seems to be written in blood. My mouth. I suppose you should go back to ask some questions to the entities. But, oh no. Mo seems to have seen you. He destroys the bridge and runs off, most likely to the building the entities reside in. But they don't seem to call you in yet, so you continue your work. You whistle in the horn once more. Which afterward, something interesting happens. The water that flows into the stream seems to turn into blood and guts. Finally, the entities ask you to go talk to them. You walk in the building and reach the end. Le, Mo has informed us. You discovered the train's contents. We usually explain train's contents after a dozen of months. You were exposed to the train's contents way too soon. Now, do you want to resign or do you want an explanation? That would make sense. Mo did warn you that he would tell the entities about your actions if you dared to go up the observatory. You've gone this far, so you might as well try and see what this is really about. I want to know everything. It's animal waste due to be processed on the other side. Those corpses get recycled and returned to us as fodder. As our clerk, your work is about maintenance. You didn't kill any of these animals. Your hands are clean. But balance might be hard to find. We hope you're okay with it. Take example from Mo. Mo found the balance. Mo understands what's at stake. The livelihood of hundreds of thousands of families, yours included. If you don't feel up to the task, you can resign. But remember, you signed a non-disclosure agreement about that job position. There, 2 letters. One for resignation, one for commitment. Please, take your decision. This would add up with the fact that you saw corpses inside the train, and also for the importance of the water at this mysterious facility. The corpses are being moved to the so-called recycling plant to be turned into water for the citizens of this country to drink. I suppose you should stay. There might be something you can do about this. It's okay, I stay. We're glad to know we can keep counting on you. It would have been awkward if you had a problem with that. There are actual genocides and wars out there. You can get back to work. Make sure the train keeps running. You go out of the building again. The writings I found. There is another one. My mouth. Considering that the only 3 people that have been actively working at this facility are you, Ni, and Mo, It's very likely that these messages are written by Nee before he died. This might be a slightly odd idea, but what if you dug up his grave? There might be something of use there. You start walking there, but a huge fish falls down from the sky. I heard it. That fish doesn't come from the river. You walk to the grave and desecrate it with the dirty bucket. You see the corpse of Nee open his mouth and pick up some kind of object. A larger whistle made out of a dense black material weighs a ton. Nee seems to have hidden a second whistle inside his mouth. Maybe this will be useful later. You start walking away from the grave, and something starts happening to the large wall. You pick up another air can and go outside, where you see an interesting sight. The wall is completely overflowing with the corpses of many different animals, some of them even anomalous, like the huge fish you saw. The train's expected pace reminder is gone. It seems that even the entities don't know what to do in this situation. Maybe you should try blowing the black whistle next to the horn. After you do, the train seems to actually slow down. Maybe this could work in preventing a larger disaster from happening. You keep going, blowing into the horn over and over again, walking past huge animal corpses and picking up more air cans that you need to breathe in here. Until the recycling plant. The recycling plant seems to have completely exploded into pieces, and now there is blood and guts raining from the sky, bathing you in its filth. It's working. Train is slowing down. Slower, slower. One last time, one last whistle. You blow into the horn one last time, and the train starts moving. This time, backwards. Disposal Administration, how may I help? Resident, good morning. Yes. Yes. Yellow clerk came to the chamber one last time. The train has been pulled back. The bond is broken. What happened? It's still a bit unclear. Some recent reports mention an intense friction activity by the wall. How long? Oh, you mean the last watch. 62 minutes. $647,907. No. Today? 16,171,279. I'm sorry, we will have to deal with this. Alright, thank you, President. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, then I think that the entity behind you might like it if you subscribed. Just consider it.